Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in and always showing us love. Appreciate you so much. We have a very special episode today, mainly because it's the last episode of the season. And of course, you have to save the best for last. So we have Reverie on.
What's up?
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And then we have Lundy.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
Co-host,
We're back.
Kind of new co-host.
Yeah. We're working through the kinks, but I think we found a little
Yeah.
a little niche.
So how did you? This is what I was wondering. Is your real name Reverie?
No, my real name's Jordan.
Oh, okay.
pretty.
How did you come up with Reverie?
So when I was a kid, I used to do a lot of graffiti, and I used to just tag like in the bathrooms, around the poles, around the neighborhood, and I wrote like toy names like Baby and Rowdy, but I decided that I wanted to really get into doing pieces of graffiti, and then so I decided that I needed to have a legit name that people could recognize, and they could say, oh, that's that one person, instead of, everybody writes Baby, so that's how I came up with that name. And then when I started rapping, I just went by that name because I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It was just for fun. Actually, when I first put out my first songs back in the MySpace days, I used to, I used to cover my face. So people didn't even know what I looked like for the first couple years of me rapping.
Like a mask? You'd wear a mask or?
I would either wear like a bandana or I would put a box over my eyes.
Oh, shit.
Like you cut
Real
it out?
edgy.
Like
I'm trying to picture it.
Like I don't
you would
remember
just
what we
edit
used
like
to
a-
use, like on paint.
Oh, okay.
Was that what it was
Oh,
called?
Oh, yeah.
I used to fuck around with
So,
paint.
yeah, right? And so I would just cut out something and put it over my
Yeah.
eyes, and then that was my picture. I wish I had those.
Did you have your
pictures.
songs as your MySpace song?
What?
Did you have your song as your
yeah.
MySpace song?
Absolutely.
Oh, hell
At
yeah.
times, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So I had like my personal page and then my artist page. Yeah.
Was SoundCloud a thing at that time too?
No, absolutely
Is that a
not.
new thing? I
That's
don't know
new,
because
that's
he's
new.
always on it, so I didn't know.
It's like 2000. I mean, it's probably out like 2012, 11. But
Okay, I didn't know.
So
Because I
almost.
was gonna say, were you on
Almost.
SoundCloud back then? Or?
I am on SoundCloud, yeah,
But
for
now,
sure. I have
yeah.
my stuff on
But
SoundCloud.
back then, I guess it was.
the MySpace wave ended like 09, 2010. Facebook took over.
That's when it was. That was when
That
I
was the good-
first started dropping music. That was the first platform I was on. Yeah.
That was still to this day my favorite social media platform.
It was
MySpace
cool.
was.
I don't. Did you used to do like the HTML yourself, the code in your profile?
Hell yeah.
I had taken a
Hours doing that.
Me too. We would have the best MySpaces.
Yeah.
and like you'd hide stuff. Like you were
It would
really
get
like
hot
if you
over
really
your top
knew-
friends. Top friends used to
top
get,
eight.
used to get hot.
Then it was
Like,
top like
hey, bro, you took me out your top friends, homie. What's going on?
Top 50.
like, no one's, I don't have them.
Is Love part of your name, Reverie Love, or is that just your Instagram handle?
It's just my handles on my social media because Reverie is always taken. And
Oh, who was out there? You know what?
oh no,
Give her her name.
Hey, we got-
give
we
me
got
my
money for you.
name. You know what? I'm mean. Not anymore. But when I went back then, like in the MySpace days, I wanted the Reverie name so bad, and there was someone on Twitter with the Reverie name with like 300 followers, and I was like
Give me that.
always like
name,
harassing
bro.
her. Like, give me my name. Give me my. She didn't give it to me. She blocked
ain't
me.
shit.
You're
and
trying
her-
different angles.
You
You're
ain't
like
shit,
you're nice,
bitch.
then you're cussing her out.
I did come out her nice first, and it's so funny because I don't know if she still has it, but in her bio she says, "I'm not a rapper. I'm not a blah blah blah." I
Oh my
swear.
Just give
That's
the
how, like,
handle up.
well
Just
known
give
you
the
are.
handle up.
But imagine if she was like trying to pretend to be you, then it would have been different.
Oh my God, she's like, I do rap, I do music.
Do you get a lot of like fake pages trying to like pretend to be you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think people fall for it, like get catfished?
Oh yeah, they do for sure. People have all the time send me like, oh,
Is this you?
yeah, is this you? They told me this, they told
Oh,
me that.
shoot.
I'm like,
They were like talking to him, having
no.
full conversations.
Yeah, it's happened. It's definitely happened.
And people are probably ask for money and they're like, oh yeah, send money, that type of thing.
I don't doubt it.
Wait,
I don't doubt it.
it's a funny story because my mom recently, this guy that she was seeing, which is like they text all day, but like there was a fake page and they DM'd him and they were like, hey, it's me, Kiara. And like she only dates by her real name,
Yeah,
Deanne.
yeah.
And so, and then they said, it's Kiara, can you send me money for groceries, please? And then he literally like kind of fell for it because he's like, he texts my mom and he's like, what's your Cash App? He's like,
Oh my
He's like, I know, like, he's like, I'll help you out. And I'm like, one, okay, just it's so stupid. Like, do you think she really needs help
Like,
for
damn,
groceries?
Mama D.
Yeah.
And then two,
rock
like,
bottom.
why wouldn't she just text you or call you if she did, as opposed to go through one page?
Yeah.
But he had fell for it. My mom's like, that's not me. That's fake. He's like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I don't remember. I just know his like nickname. I don't know his real name. It was like a, I don't know, gangster name kind of.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it reminded me of that story.
Yeah, people are weird. There's a lot of weird people on the internet, especially over women.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
hackers
Really
too.
weird.
Hackers
Hackers.
too.
I know a lot of people been getting their profiles hacked lately.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like a surge of hacking or
Great.
something, right? Like,
but it's also kind of. I feel like it's kind of dumb. Like and I hate to say that because my friend and her page just got hacked. I'm like, you have to be like kind of not. I don't know. It's like they'll write to you and they'll be like, so hey, I need your phone number and you're gonna get a text message. It's just weird. Like it'll be people you don't know, and I'm like, how can someone fall for that?
yeah, I know. I don't know. People. I think it's just one of those things like you don't really know until it's happened to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
it
not on
seems-
top of that, then you wouldn't even know what.
Yeah. If you never heard about somebody getting hacked or you don't know anybody, you might not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've for sure almost fallen for stuff on emails,
you-
you know. Maybe I shouldn't be saying it. But
Oh shit!
Oh, that's
You're about
my
to get a
brother.
whole bunch of emails.
Yeah, that's my brother, and he's like, "This is fake. What are you
Oh,
doing?"
yeah.
I'm like, "Well, I was just making sure."
Or text messages. He'll get the fake text that's like, oh, something like your account something, and then we were with his mom, and his mom's like, that's fake. She's like, don't. And he was like, oh my, he was like, believe in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like your Chase bank account has been compromised or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
And they're like,
I'm like, oh
give
shit.
us
They're
your
like text
information.
Yeah.
now
Like, give us your social
Literally.
security.
with a picture of your debit card and
like,
credit card.
Oh my
Just sign
God.
over your firstborn child whenever you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So let's go to the next question. All right, what would your spirit animal be? And I love doing this question.
My spirit animal. Oh my God! You know, people always ask me, and I have
Yeah,
a
they
funny
do.
animal. I would be a pig.
Oh shit.
You know why? Because
Yo,
they're so
oink, oink.
cute, and they just
Uh-huh.
chill all day and lay in the mud, like, and just I don't know. That just
They
sounds
eat
so
a lot,
like
too.
relaxing.
Whatever.
Eat whatever.
Yeah, like I know
you-
they're supposed to be nasty, but they're
Are you
so
a picky
cute.
eater?
Oh yeah, do you eat whatever?
You know what? I don't eat whatever because I have allergies. So I can't. I'm lactose intolerant and I'm also gluten intolerant.
Oh, yeah,
so
they-
I'm very limited with my diet,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
Because
That-
trust me, I like to eat everything.
Yeah.
Like
Is that vegan?
cheese.
Then? Is that
No, it's not
considered
vegan. I just can't eat like any milk products
or bread though,
or
right?
any bread product. Like
But
no
vegans, vegan pastries you can, right?
No, because usually they'll still have wheat in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to eat brownies and ice cream and milkshakes and
Well,
cake.
so
and-
like you were a certain age and you ate milk, and then like as
Yeah.
you got older, you were like, I can't. This isn't for me.
I just stopped eating dairy products like within the last 3-4 months.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
even 2-3
Oh,
because
so
I
it's-
realized I had an allergy. It was like
It's
making
like,
me
hold on,
sick.
like this don't feel right.
Yeah.
Like-
and
Yeah, that
then-
shit happens as you get older. Cause I know,
It
like, I
does.
used to eat like when I was a kid, milk upon milk, cereal,
Mm-hmm.
dairy, and now if I do it now, I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
yeah,
is
it
going on?
sucks.
I think it just comes. Sometimes it just comes with age too.
It definitely comes with age, and you know what? There's actually like a biochemical process happening in your body. The reason that you could eat dairy when you're a kid is because you have a lot of things in your body. They reproduce over time, like your skin. You're always shedding skin.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
more. You're like various things in your body, but some things don't reproduce. And you have these things in your stomach called enzymes, and they're what help break down certain kinds of foods. And that's one of the things that your body won't reproduce. So once
Oh,
you get
shit. So
like
once
around our
you're-
age,
yeah,
your
you
body's
got no
running
more,
out
you
of
got no more
enzymes.
enzymes, buddy.
Yeah, so that's why you can't eat dairy.
Yeah.
I guess I
that's
ran out
why-
of fucking
Yeah, the
enzymes.
enzymes gave out on you
know.
quick.
Damn it. It's sad, but I'll eat a steak. That's gluten free and dairy free.
you're like, that's better than all
fuck yes,
that.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
As long as I can still eat steak and sushi, like
Can you do almond milk?
I can do almond milk. Thank God I'm not allergic to almonds.
Yeah.
Oat milk?
Oat milk. I drink oat milk now.
So what's your dessert? Like your choice? What can you like sorbet? Can you
I
do
don't.
sorbet?
They can't really
I
do
don't
it.
know what's
You're like, I
Do
don't
like a
even like
jello,
that.
like a jello.
No.
No, that has
Jell-O.
that has gluten in it probably too.
Marshmallow?
no, I can't. I
So
basically,
no
you know what?
sweets.
It's really sucks that I can't eat sweets, but honestly, it's probably better for me that I can't
Healthier
eat
for
these
sure.
things. Like, it's really hard to find a dessert that's gluten-free and dairy.
Yeah.
Chocolate? No, is
Has
chocolate
milk.
always made with
Yeah,
milk?
it's-
Maybe that's a dumb
yeah.
question.
Maybe a vegan chocolate.
Yeah, they probably have like
oh my
vegan
god.
chocolate or like
really?
almond
I
milk
feel like-
chocolate or something.
I'm gonna have to try that. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
No, because
I'm sure
like,
they got it.
I'm like, what's
Yeah.
a life without desserts? Because how the
No,
biggest
this
sweet
girl
tooth.
Jasmine,
It's sad.
So that's like the main thing where I'm like, no.
we'll have breakfast and she'll be like, "Oh, I need
I
something
need
sweet
something
now."
sweet. I always need something sweet after. I'm like, if it's not complete.
Yeah. I used to love like French toast for breakfast and like
Oh, those are
a
the days.
milkshake
I'm
for
gonna start
dessert.
sending you like on Instagram DM like whatever I find
Vegan.
sweet stuff. I'm like, you know what, you could do
Vegan
this. You can make
sweets.
this.
I'm
like,
so down. Yeah, it sucks. Because believe me, I used to eat a lot of sweets.
well, we'll figure it out together. We'll
Yeah.
get you through this together. You have our support and love. Don't worry.
Thank you. Pray for me. Pray for me being dairy and gluten free. It's so sad. It's so sad.
So where were you born and raised?
So I was born and raised here in LA, in Highland Park, in Northeast LA. You know where that is?
Dope. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Born and raised in LA too. And I laugh because he thinks
I'm
it's
from
funny that
Cleveland.
I say that.
You're from Cleveland?
Yeah.
From Ohio?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, duh. Not
A
from
smaller
Ohio.
city called Canton. Have you heard of Canton?
Yeah, it's, like,
No.
it's like right below Cleveland.
Okay, cool. But I've been to Ohio a few times. Yeah.
Oh, where?
I've done shows out there.
Oh, where? Did you like it? It's
You know,
different. It's a different. It's like different vibe.
one time I went to Cleveland, and it was cool, but I didn't really spend a lot of time there because I just had a show there one night and left.
And then
Or you know what? I
bounced.
think I did 2 shows there, but I actually spent some time in the country. I don't
Yeah.
know what part it was, but it was really cool.
Of course, it's super cool. That's what we
Yeah.
did. We just went there. Like,
Okay, cool.
what was it for Halloween? Like Halloween time?
Right before Halloween.
Right for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, and we just went to the cornfields and just like.
Yeah, that's
The
cool.
corn mazes, like
That's
we have to try to get out. And,
Yeah.
and then when I went out there, I was like, I've never been in a corn maze, and everyone's like, "What do you mean you never been in corn?" They were like, "Huh?"
Oh
Because they're like, "What the heck?" And then I'm
Yeah.
like, "I haven't. Have you stood in a cornfield?
Like
Like it's not that normal out here. Like you don't see them in LA."
no,
It's
not in
like,
LA.
There's not cornfields out here, but you go Northern
Secret.
California. I'm sure they
That's
got.
I've been around the cornfields. It is like by the Sacramento area.
Yeah, yeah.
By LA, no, there's no corn
yeah,
here.
And then they're
Only
like,
the elotes on the street.
"Oh,
No, yeah,
I
we.
see. You guys don't have that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. We don't got elote or food trucks, nothing out there. So
It's very different.
It's
The food in
very
LA
different.
is best.
sweet. When we came back, we were like, oh, we were so happy.
yeah.
Except she found her favorite pizza ever in Ohio, though.
Yeah. Wait, so you can't even? Babe, we can't talk about stuff like
Oh,
that.
she can't even eat pizza.
I can't eat pizza.
Can you eat
Last night-
pepperonis?
I eat pepperoni.
Yeah, she's like, I'll rip the
You're
pepperoni
like,
off
you're
the
like using
bitches.
your imagination. You're like,
Yeah, I was actually at a video shoot last night, and they had pizza for everybody, and some people, I don't know if they threw the pepperonis off, but there was some pepperonis on the boxes.
Sorry, smacking them.
oh, see,
I was so
messed up.
sorry. I looked like a crazy girl. Like,
all the pizzas they open them up, they're all missing
yeah,
pepperonis.
they would have been if I would have got there earlier.
You're like, no, that's cheese.
Yeah.
They gave you cheese pizza.
yeah.
So you
I
grew up
should have.
in LA, so there was
Yeah.
was there a certain artist from LA that just like made you say, I wanna rap, or like I wanna do it. She's doing it, he's doing it.
Inspiration.
For
coming up.
sure, from LA, like the underground scene, Murs, for sure. Of course, Tupac,
Of course.
Tupac over Biggie.
NWA. Absolutely, come on,
Thank you.
girl, from
Thank
LA.
you. Same.
Yeah, you can't. If you're from
Yeah.
LA, you have to pick Tupac. There's no choice. But for sure, I grew up on.
I feel like if you ask any female, they're gonna definitely say Tupac. I mean,
No,
I feel like
why?
you ask most people, they'll say Tupac actually. But I feel like if you ask a girl, they're gonna be like, oh, Tupac.
Why?
Cause he was a ladies' man. He
Is
got
that,
around.
is that why you picked
all
him?
the
'Cause
all
he's
the
a ladies'
ladies like
man? No, right? Because of his
Absolutely
music.
not.
just,
Yeah.
just his music.
Absolutely not.
No,
Honestly, I didn't even think he was hot until like a couple years ago. I was like, wait a minute,
Kinda
he's kind of
came around like,
hot.
hold on, let me think about
I
this
actually thought
for
he
a
was a
second.
lyricist before, yeah, but
Yeah.
oh, he's kind of handsome.
So Murs, Tupac.
Yeah, Murs, Tupac. I love NWA, Snoop Dogg. Like, who else is like big, like West Coast that I really liked?
What about
I
young?
mean,
what about
Living Legends.
What about
Living Legends?
Yeah.
I showed him.
dude.
Oh,
She
awesome,
showed-
yeah. I
They're
grew
from
up-
LA? I didn't even know they were from
Well,
LA.
California.
Oh, because they're from California.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know. She showed me one of their tracks, and I was like, oh, yeah, these guys are real, dude.
Like sometimes like
They're real
Never
good.
Falling Down.
Oh,
like that
yeah.
instrumental like
Oh, yeah.
for fun or something. He'll just like to try to freestyle for
She
fun on
loves
it.
hearing me
Dope.
freestyle. She's
That's
like,
just fun. Do you
Cool.
ever do that when you're just kicking it with your friends and you're like, let's all like if they're into it too, like will you just freestyle off of it like over beats and stuff?
Oh yeah, I can definitely freestyle like off the top
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like not so many people could do that anymore, but I definitely love. I'm down. You want to put a beat on?
I know we don't even have a beat. We
But-
should have got one.
only thing is, if you
Abel,
did play,
beatbox.
if you did play a beat,
Oh,
it might
oh
be
yeah, because of YouTube.
copyrighted. YouTube might.
Oh, yeah, never
YouTube
mind.
might.
Beatbox, Abel.
You guys know how to beatbox? Next time.
yeah, for sure though. Yeah, we'll do
Well,
something.
you know, I've always wanted to do like a little talent show on here and like bring someone.
like switch it up.
Switch it up. Maybe someone that can like play a violin, like come in, play a violin, or play a guitar, rap,
Do
whatever.
you play instruments?
I don't play any instruments, but I like co-produce beats sometimes, and I also engineer a lot of my stuff.
That's
I do
the same
mixing.
shit as playing an instrument these days.
It
Yeah,
is, huh?
it's really
it's so crazy because like concerts back in the day used to be like you got your guitarist, you got your drummer, but now you're just like the producer and that's he's the whole orchestra.
Yeah, I'm very involved with the production of my music. Even like I pick every single beat that I rap on. I write all my lyrics. I direct a lot of my videos, produce the videos, I direct like all the art and the
So
photos.
it's all you, which
yeah,
is dope. That's
yeah.
super dope.
Do you
That's
make
why it
vid-
has like a really certain style, you know.
when you make videos? Do you do it like off of like the most popular songs, or like do you like I want to make a video for this song, like or like I have an
How do
idea
you
for this one? How do you
which ones
choose
to
which?
do music videos for?
You know what? That's where I get myself in trouble because I make the videos for the songs I want.
Yeah, of
to make.
course, yeah.
I usually don't do like what the numbers
Yeah.
say I should
Oh,
do,
yeah,
which
yeah. Okay.
it's probably not the best business decision, but it makes me happiest.
That's what I've
you
always
know?
thought because I have artists like my favorite artists, and they'll always make music videos for just like the Billboard hits.
Yeah.
And then I want a music video for the song that I like on there.
Yeah.
It just really depends on what kind of approach you're going for, you know? Like, are you going just to make money and the biggest numbers? Then for sure go for the hits and what the
Yeah,
fans want,
yeah.
you know? But if you're making it more to be an artist and because you want to love what you're doing, then
That
choose
part,
what
like
you
for
want.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like doing, like,
So that's
what
where you land. You just want to do what your heart tell. Like I want to do a video for this one right here. That's
Yeah, it's hard for me to do it the other way, you know, and
Yeah.
I've tried that, and sometimes I definitely have to do that too, you know, but for the most part, I've been doing what I want for so long. I'm just gonna keep doing
Yeah,
it because my
yeah.
main objective is to be happy.
Yeah, that's it.
You
That's
know,
it.
instead of
That's
being-
it. That's
That's
it.
part-
Yeah,
Of
like
course,
do you
of
want
course.
to be really rich or don't want to be really happy?
Yeah.
Like, more towards the happy
Yeah.
side, but for sure, again, you know, a little bit of both.
Little dabbling ball, little dabbling ball.
That's dope though, because also you hear people talking about like sellouts and stuff like that. I'm like, is that like, what do you think? Is a sellout is like in your opinion?
I don't really like to call people
Yeah.
sellouts because I don't
It's
think.
tricky, huh?
Yeah, I don't think anybody has the right to tell somebody
Yeah.
what they should do with their life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a controlling person. I don't like to tell people what to do. I don't like to ask people to do something twice. I don't like
Yeah.
to, force them to do something. Like, I'm really good at letting people be themselves. So with that, I mean, who the fuck am I to tell you that making art is
Yeah.
more important than making money?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not paying your
Yeah.
bills. You know? Like,
Exactly though, huh?
and or else who the fuck am I to tell you that the money's more important than your art? You know, I'm not
Yeah.
there living your life, dealing with the consequences of whatever
Yeah.
it is they're doing. Like, I think people should just do what they want. So I definitely don't call people a sellout, but I will say that I used to.
Well,
when I was first starting.
There's always artists where you're like, oh, they sold out. They don't make the same music. But I've realized, like as growing up and listening to music, nobody's first projects are going to be the same as their latest projects, and
Yeah.
like Lil Wayne's first stuff compared to his stuff now, it's just so different because he's in two completely different parts of his life. Like,
Yeah,
he's-
how's he gonna
guess
sound
you
like he
just-
did when he was 20?
You're
Exactly.
always just gonna change, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And
like-
that's hard to deal with the fans and criticism sometimes. But again, it just goes back to I just want to be happy
Yeah.
and make what I want to make.
Yeah. And your fans will hear that too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're happy and you're doing what you want to do, that's why they rocked with you in the first place. So they're gonna like that.
Yeah.
When you first started doing your music, how did you know, like, did you know, like, I'm always going to stay true to myself? Were you kind of being like, well, I'm going to jump on, like, how did you know how to not lose yourself in, you know, like, the music industry and stuff like that? Like, how
What do you
did
mean by lose yourself?
Not lose yourself, I guess more so, how do I explain
I guess
it?
I think like you can get caught up in the life. You know, you can get caught up in the lifestyle. There's different.
Have people tried to influence you, but like, no, don't do this song, do that song, like that type of thing?
Oh yeah, all
That's
the
what
time.
yeah,
Still
that's what
happens
I
all the
guess what I
time.
mean.
And honestly, I don't get upset when people tell me those things because it's usually out of a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it's just this whole battle with me doing what I want and then
Yeah.
me doing what the numbers say. That's a constant battle that I've been dealing with, especially the last few years. I've been making more money. The numbers been going up on
Yeah.
everything, so it's kind of like, oh shit, like, you know, which one is it? And my team, they're there to help me run the machine and tell me what they think is best for me, you know? So sometimes they're like, Jordan, what the fuck are you doing? You know, this
Yeah.
odds with your little art shit,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Like,
yeah.
what about this? This is what, you know, like, so I do listen and I do appreciate people's feedback, regardless if I'm gonna take it or not. I definitely make sure to
okay,
keep
okay.
my mind open,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm glad that they do tell me those things because I do have to do what the people want more sometimes too. It'd be stupid of me never to do that,
Yeah,
but usually I'm on the other side.
Yeah,
That's a
and
really
that's
good
what I've
look
always
at
said.
it.
You know, I'm sure like Drake's not in the studio alone rapping, and then like whatever he came out with, and that's it. Like I'm sure he has people in that room telling him like, drop this, put this in here, do this, do that. You know, so you can take advice from people, and it can work out too.
Yeah.
At the same time.
But it also has happened to me on my team is fucking solid. Like I fuck with the same people for a long time. Like my brother's my main producer, my engineer,
That's good.
my photographer,
You know, keep
Encrypt.
it in the family.
Yeah, shout out to Loudon, shout out to
Yay.
Encrypt.
Yes,
Encrypt,
sir.
she's like my photographer and she helps me with a lot of stuff. And I've known her since I was like 15. We've been best friends.
dope.
My DJ Lala, she's been DJing for me for like 5 years, I think now.
That's so sick.
Everyone in my circle is like, I've known them for a long time. I'm very picky. So my circle's solid, but outside of my circle, there definitely has been people that came at me from not a place of sincerity in regards to what you said. Like people telling me, oh, don't do that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, I think that's a good idea. And I feel like they're doing it out of a place of spite or envy,
Yep.
you know? That definitely has happened. And
Yeah.
it still happens, you know? So I
Yeah.
just gotta, you know, life teaches you over and over that you have to be really careful with who you trust and who you listen to, who you take advice from, and who you let influence you. So I just try to keep a real honest eye out on everybody that I encounter. You know, it's hard sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
I like to see the best in people, but you know, you also gotta be able to see the worst
Yeah.
in people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's hard.
Are you quick to like cut off someone who's like toxic or negative easily, or
I would say yeah.
or do you give it a lot of
absolutely.
chances? You're
No,
like, oh, okay.
only like no. I would just say no. Honestly,
you're like,
no.
definitely, you're like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
The door. You're like, keep it
Yeah.
pushing.
I wasn't always like that, but now as I've gotten older, I feel like it's just like a self-respect thing. You know, I feel like I have more boundaries. I have more confidence. I have more trust in myself and my intuition. So it allows me to cut people off when I
Yeah.
see a red flag. You know, and I'm not a person that expects perfection either. I know people make mistakes. I make mistakes. I need forgiveness sometimes, you know, but I'm talking about like big red flags,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
shit that's like, wait,
You're
you
like-
did this to me, you'll
It's
do
like,
that to
yeah,
me
yeah,
too,
yeah.
you know, so definitely like, you know.
Okay. I'm
That's
like,
good.
I love the view how like you're just also like you're just open to everything kind of in a good way, but like you're still like you hold your ground, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's dope. I think
Thank
that's
you.
Really cool.
Thank you. It's taken 31 years
I
to,
know,
to get
huh?
to this point.
Yeah,
That's
the
all-
older
that's
we
all a
get, though,
process.
I feel like the older, like you said, is like you kind of
Yeah.
just learn. You just get wiser,
Mm-hmm.
and you just know you're like, you know, like I'm not gonna waste my time with whatever this little thing, this that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think that's one thing I like about getting older is like
Yeah.
because people are like, I wish I was 18, 21 again. And I'm like, I don't wish that. I mean,
Oh my God, me neither. I trip out when people say that.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you wish that? I don't know. Just when you see how much you've grown, I'm like,
Yeah.
like I can't relate to that, but okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I can't relate to that. I'm progressing. Like, I do not want to go back to 21.
How did you know that music was your passion? When did you find out? How old were you? And just how did you know?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's kind of a weird question because, I mean, it's just kind of a weird question because I am passionate about music, but it kind of was like something that kind of just happened because I started doing it.
Okay.
Because my first passion, like my real passion, was like visual art. Like I used to do like graffiti, like I said, and like painting on the walls and spray cans. That's kind of like
do. I see your videos and
you
stuff.
know what?
Yeah.
I started doing it again within the last year. I started painting on walls again, and it feels so good to be painting on walls again. But the rapping, I just kind of started doing it. I definitely always liked to write though. Like I remember getting in trouble for as a kid when I was learning how to write. I would like write too many words on my assignments, and they'd be like, "We're not learning that word today." And I'm like, "But I want to write short stories," you know. Like, so I guess I've always liked writing since I learned how to spell. And it just kind of just kept progressing. So I guess it is a passion, but I don't know. I can't really explain it. How I feel about. You know what the other thing is, girl? Honestly, like, shit really changes when your passion becomes your job. You know, and now it's like my job, and now it's like as the years go by, it's more and more my job. Like I used to write whenever I wanted. You know, I used to be like, oh, I'm upset. I'm gonna go into my grandma's basement and write a song. And my brother's gonna leave the basement
for you.
And he's gonna come back in 2 hours when I'm done, and we're gonna record the song right now, and then I'm gonna drop it on SoundCloud tomorrow, you know. And now it's like, oh shit, I have no fucking time. Probably write like one song a month, and I have to schedule a studio session to do it. It's kind of like really different now. It's not really the same, but I love what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, but it's just very different, especially as the years are going by. My career is progressing so much. It's just really becoming more of a business, you know, and it's an interesting place to be in as an artist. And I wish it upon every artist because obviously that's where you want to get to, you know. But it's just a very different relationship with the passion. Yeah.
And you know Amy Winehouse, right? Did you watch the Amy documentary?
I did.
It kind of reminds me of when the last thing she had told someone before she had overdosed was like, if I could give it all back, like the fame and the money and everything, just to like walk on the street and be a normal person. And like, cause she loved just playing the tiniest little jazz clubs before anyone knew her. Not saying that like that's like what you want to do, but like it reminds me of that where she's like, I would do that. Where like it was almost like I just did it because I love to do it, and then it kind of just got into something bigger, and then you know your life changes in an instant. So
yeah, I really relate to that documentary a lot. I share a lot of similarities with her, and yeah, just man, God rest her fucking soul. I hope I don't fucking die. You know, like Jesus, pain. A lot of people just get lost in their emotions and don't know when it's time to take a step back or don't know when it's time to reach out for help. You know, and I've definitely been there. You know, but
people expect you guys as artists like, oh, they have perfect lives. You're perfect. Your life is amazing and this and that. But really, there's so much, especially because you're artists like. You're more in tune to your feelings and emotions, if anything. That's what I think so, right?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
that's definitely what it's from looking at all the artists from the beginning of time.
Van Gogh,
long list.
Done cut off his ear for his side boo.
Yes.
Mailed it to her. I'm like, so when did you actually make your first? Because you said, okay, so you just kind of started doing music. So were you just like with your friends, just having fun, playing around? And you just were like, you know what? I'm kind of good at freestyling, or...
Well, so I started writing actual raps when I was in junior high, because that's when I discovered underground hip-hop, indie rap, you know? And so around that time, I started hanging around more people that would freestyle in my neighborhood. And so I was kind of learning how to freestyle, you know? It was hard at first, obviously, but kept doing it. And as my raps, as I started being able to write songs, you know, because first it was just a long rap forever, you know, and then I was like, oh shit, I think I want to write a song. with the verse and a chorus and a verse and chorus. You know, that's
so
like a
cool.
that's a thought
Yeah.
process that you have to go through as an
Yeah.
artist. You know, I didn't start off like that, and I just remember that I wanted to record, and it was back in the MySpace days, and this was fucking 10 years ago. Now everybody has a studio. Okay, everybody has a studio in their fucking house. Back then, it was not like that.
You were the OG, huh?
Yeah, it was the beginning of that, the whole home studio thing. And I remember I saw my homie's uncle recording at a studio, and I knew he wasn't rich and famous.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh my God, can you please tell your uncle to take me to his studio? I swear to God, I have these dope songs that I need to record. I'll please, like.
That's so sick.
He ended up saying yes, and we would drive all the way out to fucking Chino Hills. And this is when I was like 17, 18.
Like, oh, he lived in a nice area.
Yeah. And yeah, he was actually a boxer, and that's
Oh,
why he
that's
had the
why.
money
Yeah,
for
yeah,
his
yeah.
home studio. It was rare back then, but he had money for home studio because he was a boxer. And then I started recording out of there, and that's how I started recording my first songs. So that's kind of how I started. I'm getting my feet wet. And that was fucking.
And then you just
Yeah,
knew you were
years
like,
ago.
this is it. You're like, this is what I love doing right now, like right now at the moment.
You know what's funny? When I first made my first song, I didn't want to show anybody. And then my homegirls knew that I had gone to the studio, and they're like, oh, let me see what you did, Jordan. I was like, nope,
Yeah,
you guys are
oh,
not
really?
seeing it.
No,
I
nobody
swear to
gets
God, I
to
was
see
like, I'm
this.
not showing anybody. It was just for me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't even post it on MySpace or anything. Oh, you better fucking show us, please, man. You know, and of course I caved in. And,
Okay.
and then when they heard it, they're like, oh, this is actually really dope. Can I show my cousin? And then can I show my homegirl? And then their homegirl showed their homegirl, and their cousin showed their cousin. And then next thing you know, I started getting a little buzz. And then I was doing graph at the time, like I told you. And so my name was already buzzing around like my neighborhood. And so it kind of was like, oh shit, now she's rapping, the girl that does the graph. Like, that's crazy. So that's kind of how I first got my first little buzz in LA. And then that was in 2008.
Dang.
Yeah, it's been a long
that's
time.
dope.
Yeah. And it's crazy, like a lot of people, every year more and more people find out about me, and they think like, oh, it's like I just started.
Yeah.
But I haven't been making music now since for like over 10 years.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's
ever get
crazy.
discouraged at some point? Like what kept you kind of going, or you know,
I mean, I still get discouraged sometimes,
yeah?
you know, absolutely.
like that doubt
Like,
sneaks in or something or
yeah.
anything?
for sure, it's really hard to do what I do. And it's interesting because the discouragement, the things that cause discouragement change as time goes by, you know, because when I first started, the discouragement was, oh fuck, how am I gonna get to the studio now that we're not going for the next month?
Oh,
Or
okay.
or how am I gonna get people to buy this shirt that I made and it looks like shit? And I would have to, like, when I first started selling shirts, I would literally put on that was the Facebook era. I'll put on Facebook, I'll draw you a custom poster if you buy my shirt, and I'll give you free shipping if you buy the shirt.
That's smart marketing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're onto something.
So I was just desperate to get people to buy my shit, and so just like little things that I had to go through over the years, you know, the things. Then it was like, oh, people won't come to my show, all the shows are dead. Then it was like, oh, the recording equipment sucks, and
Yeah.
people are saying my shit sounds whack. And then it was, you know, just time goes by, it's like different things, and now the discouragement is like, holy shit, I don't even make time for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
like, what's more important, me living life or me pursuing my career?
Yeah.
And like,
How did you keep it pushing through like the early stages, and you were like, oh, no one wants to buy this, no one's gonna come to my show? Were you just like, what were you telling yourself to just kind of just to do it and be like, fuck it, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna show out?
You know, honestly, I think it was just out of a place of desperation. I just hated where I was in life, and
Yeah.
I hated my life, and I hated my working at McDonald's, and I hated taking the bus, and I hated paying with EBT, and I hated being on drugs, and I hated my life, really. And so I felt like now I don't think I was conscious of that back then, but now in hindsight, looking back, I think I just wanted to escape from being that version of myself. I really think that's just what pushed me subconsciously.
Yeah,
It's kind of like when your back's against the wall, you got no choice but to just
just do bet, like just try to do
keep
something.
it pushing. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this shit till it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess that's the key, huh? Because I love hearing too, and I'm sure like your fans and everything, they love to hear too, like the realness of you saying like you get those thoughts. You said you still do to this day. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like, well, what if this? What if that? But like you just gotta just go through it, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of push through, and then just keep it going, huh?
Yeah. And then the beautiful part about age, like we said, I don't want to go
yeah.
back to when I was 21, because when I was 21, it was an option to give up. You know, I thought about suicide. I thought about being on a fucking bender and, you know, smoking dope for a week or whatever it was I was going to do, or getting in a fucking fist fight at the club for no reason. You know what I mean? Like all the stupid things people do when they're just lost and have nothing to live for, you know? But now I'm like, I don't want to do any of that shit. I got fucking bills to pay. I have employees. I have things to live for. I have reasons to live now, you know. And now I know that if I got through all those other things in the past, I can get through whatever's thrown in front of me now. But you know, when you're 21, I mean, not everybody, but I for sure was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Fuck this shit, you know. Thank God I didn't do it, but
you don't see the big picture at that age.
And sometimes people expect you to have your life figured out, huh? Like when you're right away, like, or you're 18, like figure your life out. You should know everything by now and know.
Yeah, I'm gonna need another 15 years.
Yeah,
it takes time.
It takes time. Yeah, it
takes a lot of time.
Everybody's timing's different. Like there's kids blowing up at 15 and then they're burnt out by 21. They don't. You know, so everybody's timing's different. Everybody has
even
different.
older people, anyone, like you could be 50, 60. Like I think that there's always a time, and like nothing's ever too late. You're never too late. I think no one can ever be too late for anything. Like
there's plenty of artists that blew up late.
Yeah, and then sometimes even if you're doing good, I mean, life will knock you to your fucking knees, and you just gotta get back up over and over again, and that's just fucking life, you know. But I'm glad I learned that that's just part of life. And I've accepted it. I don't try to fight it anymore. You know, I'm like, fuck, I'm on the rock bottom again. Okay, let me climb up again. You know, like I did this a million times. I'll be okay.
But the older you get, you know, like this isn't gonna be the last time I'll go through some shit like this. So
you're like, this is not the last time you will hear my name. Feel my wrath.
Yes.
That type of thing, right? You're like, best believe I'll be coming around again.
Life's like, oh, you're having a good time? You're a little too comfortable right now.
You're
Don't
looking real
forget.
happy right now.
Don't forget the wrath.
It's like,
be like that.
They're like, we're gonna test you right now, but it builds.
Yeah.
I think it builds character.
Of course.
Strength.
It's gonna keep testing you too, and you just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's switcheroo, guys. We're focusing back here.
Cool.
All right, Lundy.
Hey,
but what I was gonna say is that it is kind of true about how, don't you think people like, I don't know, I feel like especially now, everyone puts the pressure on, like in your 20s, you should know, like you should be, some people are like, you should have a baby and kids, a family, a house, and then you should figure it out. You should be doing everything. But then some people are on their own time. Like, I think 20s is just figuring your life.
I don't expect nobody to have shit figured out in their 20s. If you do, then you're a good person. Because this shit is.
Do you have a mic, Abe, by chance or no? Oh.
It's all good.
No, keep talking. Well, kind of, but.
But yeah, no, like even the greatest, they.
No,
their best work.
There's so many people that have done so much. Even like the Harry Potter, the author, she did it literally so, like she was so much older in life, and it just, like I said, it's just, I don't know. People just.
Everybody has their own time. Well, the thing is in LA it's just no. I mean, in LA it's like, how can you expect a 25-year-old to afford a house, you know, and a car and everything? But when back home in Ohio, my little brother has a house, and they're about to start having kids and shit, like, because it's like fucking $50,000 and you got 5-bedroom home.
So maybe it's more of like the place that, like the demographic, and
That's
the
always
people that you live around and where you live.
That's always what it is. It's always about where you're at.
And everyone says LA is never a good place to settle down, to try to like take it slow. Do you agree with that? Like, would you want to settle down in LA?
If you want to take it slow, yeah, I wouldn't say live in LA.
Or settle down though. Would you want to settle down, have like a family?
Settle down. I mean, you know, if you make enough money to where you can do that, yeah, sure. I mean, I could settle down anywhere, but yeah, you gotta think, man. You pay $1 million for a house out here, and you get a house in Vegas, Texas, Ohio, anywhere else. You're getting quadruple the size.
Abe. So our rent is like $2,000 a month, and his mom. Oh, I forgot. I think literally like his mom has like a super big house, like 4 bedrooms. I think she pays like maybe less than
800 or 900.
like literally like no Abe like $1,000 for a big house, and his other friend who has even more big house and bigger property. Literally, they pay 1,700, and their house is that's like, and they're living good in Ohio.
46
so I'm
acres.
like, we're paying 2,000 for this tiny apartment.
46 acres. They're paying 1,700 a month. In the big house, 5-bedroom house. But the thing is,
also
you're in the middle
Ohio,
of
like,
nowhere.
there's
You're in the
nothing to
middle of
do.
nowhere. Like there's nothing.
That's for like, if you're truly happy there with that type of lifestyle, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Like,
Oh no, yeah, definitely not.
Oh
but I'm
yeah.
like,
that's cool. Like even they may not think like it's nothing out there. To them, it's everything, you know.
Yeah, but you're not gonna make as much money out there. There's a lot more money to be made out here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just what it is.
and you feel
Yeah.
more, you
Yeah,
feel
so
more
it evens
motivated
out.
out here. There's just something about LA that you're like, it's that hustler. Like,
Yeah, well, you
just-
wake up
what's
and
our next move?
you
like,
wake up and you can do what you're gonna do. Like it's sunny. Like you're in
Oh,
Cleveland and you wake up. There's 6 feet of snow and it's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go back to sleep.
binge on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch some TV.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
Yeah, you'll get caught in the snow.
All right, let's talk on your album, your new album. When did it drop exactly?
It dropped 3 weeks ago, I think. 2 or 3 weeks.
Sometimes I like to
So
sing.
it's fresh.
Babe, throw the picture
It's
in. I
fresh.
sent it, right?
Sometimes
Did
I like
not?
to
Maybe,
sing.
or either way. But so sometimes I like to sing.
Yes.
And so how did you come up with the name? How long did it take you to make it?
So the name is kind of like sassy and a little sarcastic and dry humor. That's how, anyways, my thought was and how I would hope it would be interpreted. And also, it's just straight to the point because usually I make rap music.
Okay.
And a lot of times, over the past couple of years, I've really been changing my style. And sometimes people that listen to my music have a hard time understanding that artists like to evolve and do whatever they want to do with their art, you know? So sometimes people will talk shit and be upset. Oh, you sold out. Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
fake now. Oh, you're just trying to do it there.
And I love
Whatever
how
they think.
I love how you're like your art, aka you're like mine. Like I can do what I want with what
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, it's my art.
Yeah.
Like unless you're a fucking investor in my shit and you're gonna recoup money from what I'm doing, don't tell me what to do with my
Are
fucking
you signed
art.
to a label or like?
I'm not.
Yeah.
So nobody can tell me
you're
shit.
fucking-
You know?
Yeah, you do what you want to do.
Yeah, so a lot of times it's those comments are stopping more as time's going by and people are understanding that I'm going to be an artist that I want to be, you know, but a lot of times people will complain about me singing or me rapping or me using a certain kind of beat or me wearing a certain outfit or me working with a certain artist or, you know, people want me to be who they want me to be
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
who I am.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to deal with, as you know,
Yeah.
as an influencer and an artist. So that's why I call that album that title as well. Sometimes I like to sing, you know? That's it.
It's good.
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah,
though.
that's what time it is. And honestly, I've been working on this project for 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it's really weird. I guess I'm barely realizing now that this is something that I do with a lot of my projects. I use things that are really old. I didn't really realize it was kind of different until a couple artists now have told me, "Oh, it's so cool how you take songs from so far back and put them on a new project." I never do that. You know, I'm like, "Oh shit, I guess I do that on my stuff." I'll use stuff that's years old. But the reason I have held on to it for so long is just for different reasons. Like I wasn't ready to say it to the public, or it didn't fit on the project, or I had to re-record it, or I needed to make a new beat for
Yeah.
it. You know,
Usually those songs will be more meaningful. The ones that you've had for a long time. Like if you're just writing a rap, like you can just make another rap tomorrow.
exactly.
But if it's something that actually like means something to you, you can use it from however long ago because it's still.
Exactly. So yeah, so some of these songs I wrote 6 years ago, and it's been really interesting to revisit those emotions and those situations, you know. And but some of them are fairly new. I actually finished recording this project about a year ago, and it just took me a whole year to put it out because, you know, back when I first started, like I said, I would make the song, I would write the song and record the song the same day, and then we would put it out in 2 days or whatever it was, you know. But now everything costs so much more money. I can't do that anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore to do that. So it took me that long to really put it out, to get all the album right together, to get it all mixed and mastered. And I'm a super perfectionist. I'm crazy. Like I said, I'm involved with the engineering and the mixing of everything. I'm crazy. So everything takes a long time to finish. And I also have my clothing line. I have a bunch of other stuff I'm doing. Yeah. So it's hard to finish projects. Everything's just so much more complex now. So it took about 6 years to finish this project, point being.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it's
a good amount of time.
Your
So
baby.
did you have the
it's
album?
Your baby.
Did you have the album name 6 years ago, or did you? It recently came.
It was new.
It was new.
And I wanted to make a singing project for a few years that was just more singing, because at first, when I first started singing more, because I've always done like some harmonizing and
I was
singing.
gonna ask that too. Like, have you always like known you have the vocals or you could sing? You've always kind of known that, or when did you start dabbling in that?
I mean, I guess for like the last 10 years, I've been doing choruses and little parts of songs, kind of singing, you know. But I guess as the years have gone by, I've just started to like to sing more, and
you have a really nice voice.
Thank you.
No, literally, even in like the DM when you would send me like a voice message, I'd be like, "He has a really good voice." Like, really, you know, some people just have good voices.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's a good, different voice that you would not forget. I'm like, that's a pretty voice. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, but I decided that I wanted to make a whole project of more singing so that people could understand really the change in the style. Because I feel like when I first started singing more, I feel like I came about it the wrong way, because I made the stupid assumption that because I have a fan base, they love me so much, they're going to love everything I do. But that's not how it works. Yeah. That's how it works in the beginning. You know, when I first started on MySpace, like everybody loved everything I did. You know, I couldn't make a wrong move, you know, but now my fan base has grown exponentially. So there's a lot of different opinions and a lot of different people. You know, some people found me 10 years ago. Some people found me 8 years ago. Some people found me 5 years ago. And that whatever style I was doing when they found me, that's the box they want me to stay in. Yeah. So anyways, that's why I wanted to make a whole project called Sometimes I Like to Sing, so that it could just be packaged in a different way that would be easier for people to understand. Anyways, that was my idea and launch behind this album. Yeah. It was also because I wanted to do it, but that was like the logic behind, the strategy behind it, if you would say.
Yeah. It's like an explanation to your fans. Like, hey, sometimes I like to sing.
Has there still been like a kind of a little bit of people being like, why are you singing and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Oh my
gosh. Absolutely. And it's like people, it's like she gave up on rap. Like, what the hell? Like, first of all, I have a lot of rap shit coming. I know. Yeah. Don't worry, the next album is like pure hard rap shit. Yeah, I'm a fucking
Is it more
artist.
challenging singing or rapping?
I would say singing. I mean, fuck. I guess they're really different. They're just really different. But as far as recording, the singing is way harder. Holy shit. And performing. Like, I'm so nervous to perform my new shit. Like, I used to like see singers singing live, and I'm like, I don't even sound like the album. What the fuck? Now I'm like, I don't even sound like the album. Oh my god! Like, I'm in the studio for hours recording these singing songs. A rap, give me like an hour.
Yeah, and they can pitch. They can do like, you know, they can touch up your pitch, auto tune, everything in the studio. And when you're live and singing, would you, when you perform, would you have your audio playing, like your voice playing in the background, or would you just leave it raw and just use your own voice, and that's it?
Yeah, that's good.
I think it's gonna depend on the song, and I have been thinking about that because I don't know. I just kind of been thinking about starting to do shows. It's not on my planner. I don't have anything planned. I'm not tripping on touring anymore, but I've been thinking about, now that the album's out, 3 weeks. You know, I'm like, I kind of been thinking about it, like, oh, will I use the backs? Will I use reverb? Will I use auto-tune? Will I use just acapella? You know, I'm kind of figuring that out. So I think it's gonna be a bit of everything.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
They'll have
perfect. The mixture is that sounds good because you need all of that in a show.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
We went to a show last night, and her audio was.
She's amazing.
Yes, but
holy shit!
But the show wasn't really that.
It was good. No, the show, they got it together. At first, when she first came up, you couldn't hear.
The background music was over, like her voice.
So, but
like,
they,
it was,
but like we went and got a drink. By the time we came back, they
but
had
she's
it all
so
figured
big,
out.
so I'm
thank
like,
God.
you think like you would have, like, I don't know.
But
Girl,
but
you would.
Yeah.
maybe
you
they
would
didn't
think-
do
Has
like
that
a run
happened to
through
you?
or like
Or,
a.
yes, no, or maybe they did do the run through
yeah.
and the fucking sound people didn't do their
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
job.
it's possible.
Because I have gone to sound checks many times and it sounds good. And also, the other thing is that when you do a sound check, when the room fills up with people,
It's gonna sound
it
see,
sounds
It's gonna sound
really
different.
different
Didn't even cross my
sometimes.
mind.
Like,
different.
It
Yeah.
is. It
It's like,
really
give us
is
a
though.
break over here.
Abe
Yeah.
knows too.
yeah.
It-
It is hard, but I feel like that's your job.
That's your job.
You
yeah.
know, like
gotta-
I
let's
came
try
here to
figure
do
it out.
my
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Like, why do you have somebody that's not gonna be able to run the set doing this shit?
Yeah, so
you
that's
know?
we were kind of confused last night. Like, why does she sound
And
like
then
that?
on
Why is
top
her
of
sound?
that-
But it can be completely different once there's people in there.
It's hard.
Everybody's screaming, yelling. There's voices.
But besides even the audio guys part, like on top of that, not once since she came out did she even talk to the crowd, like just on her, like in between a song or something. She said nothing, not
Yeah,
one
it
thing.
was song after
like,
song. It was
how
just song
you,
after
how you
song.
feeling, LA? Or like, let me hear you. Like it was like no, it was
Yeah.
literally like she came, you heard the music over
Yeah.
her, and it was done, and then that was it. And I'm like, I'm sure you interact a lot with the crowd, right? Like that's like we want to see you as fans, like talk to us, like show us you. We want to hear your regular voice, like say like I don't know. That's what I thought was
Yeah.
weird. I'm like she did not nothing like.
I know what you mean, and I for sure try to interact with the crowd, but I have done shows sometimes where at the end I'm like, oh shit, I didn't really talk a
I didn't
lot.
even
Like,
say anything.
there's so much going on when you're up there, and there's
True.
fucking thousands of people. She's big. So
No,
how,
yeah,
how,
yeah,
how
yeah.
big was the
It was
crowd? It was
packed.
huge, right?
Huge. It was
So there's
sold out,
thousands of
probably.
people. I'm sure she had a live band. Did she?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, she did.
She
They were
did?
behind the curtain playing the guitar.
Oh, that's why I didn't notice. They're behind
Yeah,
the curtain.
they were behind the
Okay,
curtain, though.
so then you got the band,
Yeah.
then you got your outfit choking you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
then you got your fucking
Yeah, she was
personal
moving
problems.
a little restricted. She was like,
Yeah.
like it was a tight dress.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, you're up on the stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your whole life's still going on behind the
Yeah.
curtains. You know, I've gone on stage, like I've literally been done shows where before the show I'm like fighting with my fucking crazy ex, crying in the bathroom. Jordan, they're banging on the door. Why are you supposed to be on that stage?
Worse.
Yeah, and then I had to get up and perform a fucking
And
whole
act
set
like yeah.
of gangsta rap.
I'm in love
You're
right
like,
now. I'm heartbroken.
This
I'm not
thug
trying
is
to have-
heartbroken. I'm gonna be
got
honest.
some thug
Thugs we love
tears.
too. No? Yeah, so it's hard.
Yeah, and plus, like even just hearing yourself in the microphone, like it's weird. It's like a second late or like
never
half
done
second
that.
late. And it's just weird. Like,
That's another sound man not doing their
okay.
job though.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not supposed to
That's
happen.
not supposed to happen, huh?
No, that's not supposed to happen. And of course, it's happened to me. And then I have to. And it's the most awkward thing. I have to interrupt the show. Like, hey, there's a delay on my voice. Can you fix that,
Yeah,
sound man?
yeah,
Thank
please,
you.
thank
You know,
you. Back
I've
then.
seen artists like straight talk shit. What the fuck is wrong with my
Yeah.
sound? You know, like I've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
people
yeah,
like
yeah.
put them on blast. Like I'm nice about it. I'm
Yeah,
very nice. I
yeah.
don't like being mean to people. I don't like being condescending. I know people
Yeah.
make mistakes, but I mean, hey, if the artist wants to get mad, they have that right too. Because
Yeah, I've watched
come on, man, like,
artists jump off the
agreed.
stage too for the audio. I think it was Joey Badass, and he was just like, hey, if you guys don't fix this, I'm walking out. And he just walked out, and we were all
oh
just
shit.
like, oh.
Oh, see, he was having a bad day.
He was having a bad day. He was like,
He was
literally-
arguing with his ex in the
Yeah, he
bathroom
was
right
in
before.
the-
He for sure was.
Yeah, he bounced. It was like a song and a half in. He wasn't having
Oh,
it. He was
wow,
like, no,
that's
literally, he did
crazy.
one song. He's like, hey, yo, I'm gonna need y'all to fix this. If not, then I'm leaving. And he kept
was
rapping,
for
and then like
sure.
little middle of the song, he was just like dropped it, walked off.
Shit. And then also, you never know what happened. Like that's the other thing. People don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I've seen artists do 2 songs and walk off, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? They only do 2 songs." Kind of find out the promoter only paid half the money. You know, and they came all the way
That's
from
very
fucking
nice.
But then it
New
makes-
York or
That's
whatever.
very
And then
Right,
it makes
yeah.
them look bad, and then like you start hating them, and then you don't like them. But like I guess I never thought about it from the artist point of view. Like you don't even know like they only paid
Yeah,
for
you're
that.
gonna
and
have
the
to
other
pay me the
person-
full amount before I walk out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Shit happens.
Do you still get nervous a little bit when you go on, or is it just like is it like a second home to you now, the stage?
Honestly, I get nervous before every show. I get nervous before every interview, like every meet and greet,
Yeah,
every
before you
live stream
hop
on
in the
Instagram.
studio.
Like, I'm very like, it's still, it's nerve wracking to be on the camera, as you guys know. I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but most people I know, it's kind of nerve wracking.
I would say the same thing because even before I've done like however many podcasts, and every time I told Abel, I'm like, I still get nervous.
Yeah.
Every time I get nervous, and I'm like, I don't know why, I'm always nervous. But
Yeah, it's nerve wracking.
he doesn't get any nerves. I feel like he's never nervous.
If I was gonna do a performance, I think I'd have some butterflies. Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, because
It's
especially if
definitely-
it's like my art and then, like something that I put my
yeah.
like something did. If I was going out and like performing like a Drake song, I don't think I'd be nervous. Like that shit's hot. I'm gonna kill that shit.
Yeah.
But like if it's like my music and like are the people gonna vibe with it? I don't know. Like
I feel that.
I'd probably be nervous too.
And it's a really different day and age too for live performances and for podcasts, for anything that artists are going to put out, because the internet, everyone has an opinion. Everyone can type talking shit.
Yeah.
Everyone can point out your fucking whatever it is, my
Yeah.
fucking, look at her earring fell off.
yeah.
She's fucking ugly. Like, look at her spot on her pants.
Yeah.
Like,
I had someone
like,
say, "Look at that doorknob." I've literally had someone be like, "Oh, ew, that doorknob." I'm like, "Who the?"
I'm like, what does that even
Like on the
mean?
door?
Yeah, like the doorknob. They're like, look
Yeah,
at that
look at ugly ass
doorknob. Like, oh
doorknob.
my god, ugly doorknob. Like,
Fix your
what the
doorknob.
fuck? And it's just
Ugly
like, what? It wasn't even busted, but it was like, I was like, huh?
Oh my god, you're gorgeous. Come on.
She's
When
all
people get-
self-conscious about her
People be
doorknobs
reaching
now.
though. And that's
They
like people
do.
just reach and they just want to
Yeah.
find something. And
And that's why it's hard to be an artist or an influencer or whatever we are,
Spotlight,
It's
Yeah, your
fucking-
whole career is based on opinions of
Yeah.
other people, technically.
So I think that's why we get those butterflies.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
hard being the
like kind
center
of a
of
good
attention.
feeling,
And
though.
it is a good feeling. It's exciting.
Once you hop
makes you
off,
feel alive,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
you feel that adrenaline. You can't buy that.
You can't,
can't
buy
buy
that.
that.
Unless you go to Six Flags.
Yeah, unless go Six Flags, like Horror Nights or something.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a little bit
But
of
we're
that.
making it for ourselves.
That's good.
with your song "Tell Another Lie," right? That's the name of it. Was that about someone like an ex or a boot thing?
It was about an ex, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, because I just was curious if like you actually make music about like your
Are you-
exes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably most of my sad music was about the same
For
person,
sure.
you know.
Oh, okay, and they know that.
yeah, they know that.
Of course, they were probably there when you wrote
I
it.
know.
No, it's old. That's over and been over and done for a long time. But on my album, there's a lot of nice songs and there's a lot of love songs, because now the past few years I've been experiencing different things that are just not heartbreaking and
Yeah.
toxic, and and that's a really good feeling, because I didn't know that my whole life, and it's cool to be able to express that and to know what that feels like, and it's awesome.
Are you single now?
I'm single now.
But I think I had saw you were with someone, or kind of, or like
Honestly,
dating.
I never post
Or-
like my dating life.
Oh, so
Yeah.
maybe I just thought
I don't even
wrong
really
then.
show.
You're
I don't
just
really.
assuming.
I think
I was
this-
assuming. I didn't
Yeah,
know. Oh, okay, sorry.
I never post like my dating life.
Just keep it private.
No,
always.
this is literally like during this album, and this is basically the first time that I've said I'm single.
Oh, so even when people have asked, you choose not to comment on it.
Yeah, I just don't really like talk about it because,
okay.
I mean, I guess I just felt differently about it. I just wasn't ready to talk about it. I guess and now I'm like, yeah, I'm single.
Yeah.
Single. What's up? No.
I know. Okay, so then my other question is like, have you ever dated a fan or like hooked up with
No,
them?
I wouldn't date like.
That's like, would you?
No,
For sure, no.
I mean, I don't want to say for sure no, but
Yeah, you
because
never
you
know.
never know.
Yeah,
But
what if it was someone of like high stature and they you liked them and they liked your music, they happened
guess,
to
yeah,
listen to your
that's-
music before.
Yeah.
it's different if someone could be like a peer, or
Yeah.
someone like on my level, someone, But I guess I'm talking about like, like people that are like, like
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
like
groupie,
a fan, like
like-
a stan, like a
yeah,
stan.
like I
You,
can't.
like not you couldn't date a stan.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. And but I honestly like it better when people meet me like when they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Because when you meet someone meets you and they've seen you online for a while, they have a certain image of you, which is fine because I am who I am online, pretty much, you know, like,
You're
but
not fake,
but I don't know. I guess I just like meeting people in real life better when they don't know who I am. Yeah, I haven't dated a fan.
So
I'll say
sorry,
that.
any fans listening?
Any fans listening there? You got like 30 dudes online crying right now.
There's fans listening. She's getting comments.
Should we?
You want to
wanna-
read
you
the
wanna read
comments?
them?
Or
Yeah.
whatever, if you think we should.
No, I was waiting for you.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go from the beginning. For Jazzy, your Ross guy, as usual, says hi.
Let's just.
All of your
Rev-
people. Official T Murdoch says, I love Reverie. I especially love from her Tell Another Lie. She's an incredible singer.
Tell Another Lie's
too.
popular.
Yeah,
Your heartbreak
when
songs.
when I played it for
Your
London
heartbreak
too,
songs.
because he's like, it's so good.
Yeah, it was
I'm
real
like,
good.
yeah, and I'm like, and typically, because I'm like, she's not even known to be a singer, but she sings so good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that one's a really nice song. You know, that was like, inspired by this crazy relationship I was in, and we ended things, you know, but obviously sometimes when even after you end something with someone, you miss them sometimes,
Yeah.
you know. But once you get to a certain level in the relationship, sometimes you know, it's just best that we just
Yeah.
We're just not good
you know,
together.
yeah,
Coming back from
Even
that.
if we're
yeah.
yeah.
And after talking, you know, you can only talk about it to your friends for so long, and
Until
then
they're
you try.
like-
No, maybe they didn't feel like the way I felt, but I just felt like I sound stupid still talking about this
Oh,
food.
yeah, yeah,
like I
yeah.
don't even want to talk about this food to anybody anymore. Like I sound like an idiot right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna write a song about it, and I did.
And it's
And that
a
was
hit.
a yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
It's
And
good.
this song it's really old, and
So that was one of the old songs.
that was one of the older songs. It wasn't
okay.
6 years old, but
Oh, okay.
it's pretty old now. And even the video I made like over a year ago, even though I just dropped it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are the other comments? Abe?
Ready? And then let's see. Fredo says, Hola, Reverie. And then 919 Smiley says, my lady and I drove 5 hours from North Carolina to Virginia to see Reverie. We were only 6 people to see her and meet her, but it was an amazing experience to vibe with her and see her perform.
Oh, what's up, Fredo? What's up, Smiley?
And then Sophie Pablo says, hi, Reverie and Jasmine. And then Smiley again says, nowadays it is possible. Crypto is making people millionaires. I believe we are in an easier era to be wealthy with crypto.
Okay.
And then Nishnath says, hi, Jazz.
Shout out Sheba.
That's still Sheba. What's Sheba?
That's like the new Dodge coin.
It's a new meme coin. But hey, I'm not hating on
I'm
it.
not hating
Ain't
it.
nothing
People
wrong
are-
with a meme
yeah,
coin
yeah.
nowadays. Shit.
People are getting money. People are getting money.
That's all. That's all. For now.
Okay. Do you bring people up on stage like when you're performing and stuff like that, or no?
I don't usually, unless it's super planned. And I used to when I
okay.
first started, but girl, I should get
Doesn't it
messy
get crazy?
sometimes.
Can get messy. Sometimes fans don't know how to act when they're on stage.
I would say 9 out of 10 times they don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Unless like the only one tour I went on with Gavlin and in Crit and DJ Lala, and we had made like this specific routine that we did on
Yeah.
every single show. And that was the only time that I've seen it work
worked.
because we said we would bring I think like 3 people. We would
Yeah.
sit 3 people on chairs. I think we blindfolded them and then we would make them take shots and we'd dance with
Yeah.
Macarenas around like fucking or what are those Morocco? What are those?
Morocco.
yeah.
The maracas? Is it Macarena?
Might be a
Like
mariachi.
Those little
No. Yeah, I think it's like a. Yeah, mariachi.
Yeah, we would be dancing around like it. That was fucking dope. But other than that, I don't bring people on stage. They be tripping. You be or they want to take the mic, or like
that?
if you let them say
gosh.
one thing and then they're like, "Oh, I have more to say. Let me spit a verse." Like I'm like, "Oh, well, this is my show. Hold on."
Sorry.
They're like, come see me
Like-
after I'm selling my mixtape.
Yeah.
Security.
So I be just for sure keeping people
Okay.
off the stage. Also, people like I've had a lot of problems. I actually don't do events now unless I get personal security with me at all times from the moment I come into sound check to the moment I'm in my car driving away from the event. Because I have had so many bad interactions with fans. Like People have slapped me in the face. People have grabbed my ass. People have thrown their drinks on me. Someone kissed me and threw me to the floor off like on the stage. And this is not just once. This is like over and over, like to the point that now I literally have it in the contract and will not do or agree to the event unless that's provided for me.
Yeah. Well, that should be a thing for any female artist, because like people don't know how to act. And then even guys, like all the dude artists I know have security with them at all times. So I could only imagine a girl like.
Yeah. So that's another reason I don't let people on the stage.
Yeah.
You never know what someone's gonna do, especially if people are drinking, people are feeling good, you know.
Because guys will crowd surf, but I'm like, for a girl, even my mom's like, if someone tried to like stage dive, like everyone's filling you up while they're like, you know, whatever, this and that.
Yeah, I saw this tweet that Iggy Azalea posted.
Oh yeah,
and it was like she was like, I think she said that she started wearing like 2 or 3 pairs of underwear because when she would stage dive, people would like try to fill her up, and then she would be like, she was gonna perform, and then someone wrote on her Twitter like, I can't wait to grab your pussy while you stage dive, or like some nasty shit like that. And she actually stopped stage diving because she would get groped.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't do that at all.
Yeah.
As a man, even I wouldn't even stage dive. Like, cause like I don't know, I just don't want to be touched by that many people.
It's a risk.
It's
I
definitely a risk.
never
You might
say
get the
that.
show
I
lit
would
though.
you never have.
For that reason, because
I mean,
people
it
are
seems
sick.
fun typically, but
no.
besides that, though, yeah.
Yes.
And then half the time, people like don't even catch you, because like if you're
Oh my God.
if you're recording with your phone and
That
then you
would be
see someone
horrible.
jumping on you, like
Yeah.
moving out of the way, like
Yeah.
you
There's
don't
a lot
you
of
don't even
sick
have
people.
both hands to catch people.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, all this fucking crazy shit started happening to me. Over the last couple years, I've been starting to dress more sexy. I have an OnlyFans, you know, and people, whatever, that is what it is. But, and sometimes when I talk about these things, people are like, oh, it's because you dress sexy now. I'm like, no, this has been happening since I performed with a beanie and no makeup on and sweats and a hoodie, okay?
Yeah.
The sexual harassment doesn't matter if you're a fucking wearing a nun outfit.
Yeah, no.
People, there's sick people out
Yeah.
there, you know, and that's just part of life, I guess. So that's why I don't stage dive.
Are you serious? And then it's also like, even if someone is wearing something like that, doesn't mean like, you know,
exactly.
that you should feel like more obligated to do this type of thing, right?
Exactly. My fucking lingerie on my OnlyFans doesn't say "come grope me" when you see me. No, it absolutely does not say that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever fallen off stage? Like, oh, like you were like walking in, because we always see videos. I'm sure you do. We're like, you're like, da, 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 like, oh shit, and then we're like, oh fuck.
I know I have. I just don't remember because
You
I've
have,
done
though?
fucking thousands of shows by now. But I think it's only been once or twice. But I did fall when that person fucking threw me off my feet. I was that was crazy.
So he just grabbed you, kissed you, and you fell off stage.
You know, it actually ended up being a girl.
Oh,
and it actually ended up being a staff member who threw the show. You guys, let me tell you,
she
let me see
just
if I can
kissed?
make the story quick.
They're haters.
Haters. No, she was just
Everywhere.
so excited.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
she kissed me. Like it was disgusting. Like so we went to this small town. We were in
She's like
Germany.
sticking tongue in. She's like,
Yeah. We were in this small town in Germany called I think it's called Zub.
Okay.
I hope I'm remembering the right name. And we got there, and then I was with DJ Lala and Encrypt, and then Encrypt's like always my tour manager when we go on tour. And then she, you know, talks to the promoters. Oh, what's up? You know, give me the money. Where's this personal security? They're like, oh, your personal security. Ha ha ha. You girls are so funny.
What
We don't need personal security here. This is a small
gosh.
town. Nothing ever happens here. You're gonna be safe with us. Ha 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 ha. You're so funny. And she's like, no,
Oh
it's
my
not a joke.
God.
Where is the personal security?
Yeah.
Because we need to see him now, or we're not gonna come back for the performance. And like, oh, he's gonna be here right now. Ha 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 ha. Okay, he ended up coming, and the
Okay.
whole night I'm hearing like from across the room, like, oh, the personal security, oh, the fucking Americans. So they're so, you know, like whatever. Okay, and the security guard was standing by the stage all night. I felt protected. He was doing a great job. He did a great job.
Okay.
And the show was over. It was amazing. There was like a couple hundred people there. And then I fucking was on the stage, right? And the whole crowd was like a couple hundred people behind me. And we wanted to take a picture with the crowd. So I bent, I was like kind of squatting.
Yeah.
And I had a dress on and heels that were like literally that big, okay? And then we're
Shit.
taking the picture. And next thing you know, I just feel somebody fucking grab my fucking stomach and it was like, bloop. And I'm on my back with the heels in the dress. And I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? You know, like it's like the split moment that the security let the people go next to me for the picture.
Yeah.
I thought everything was fine. Oh my God, next thing you know, I'm like, feel like this fucking arm pulling me, and then somebody kisses me. And when they kissed me, I was like, oh, the fucking head's right there. So I'm about to fucking, you know. But I had these long nails, so I couldn't like grab them. And so I just went like, boom, and I hit them in the face. And I felt like they let go. And I was like, oh my God. And this was all within a matter of like 5 seconds. Like that's all it takes, you know. And then the security came and he fucking got her, and I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. In the small town where nothing happens, and I'm
I'm getting fucking abducted off stage.
I'm the dramatic
this
American.
Never happened in LA.
Yeah, and then they fucking whatever they took the fucking bitch out, and then next thing you know, in the morning in crib, she's like banging on my door in the fucking hotel. She's like, Jordan, you're not gonna believe it. I realized who the girl was. And she's like, it was the fucking bitch that picked us up from the airport. And I remember when she picked us up in the airport, she was looking at me like googly eyed, you know. But you know, a lot of people look at me googly eyed because they're fans and they're excited to meet with me, and I think it's cute, you know. I'm like, oh, what's up?
It could be like okay and cool. Like,
yeah, but she was a fucking psychopath. She ended up being a psycho, and it was the girl. Fucking team. So a lot of weird things has happened to me, you know, and a lot of that's just one story.
Dang. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on stage? Or nothing embarrassing?
Most embarrassing. You know, that was pretty fucking embarrassing.
That's probably
probably.
And you know why? You know what happened after I got up and they moved the girl? I fucking look at that bitch. I was like, in my head, I was like, I almost kicked her in the fucking face because after I got up, her face was right there on the bottom. You know, I swear to God, I almost kicked her in the fucking face. And I told myself, if I kick her right now, this is going to go really bad. And I could get deported and banned from Germany. And I make a lot of money there. It probably wouldn't be the best. And I was like, yes. And again, this was like in 5 seconds.
And you're like, combo with yourself. You're like,
yes. I was like, but she just fucking kissed me and grabbed me out. And I put my foot down. But it was a little
and you had
embarrassing.
You said long ass heels on. It would
girl.
You'd have shoved that thing in it.
She would have had a scar. Yeah, it was bad. It was. So that was, and everybody kept apologizing to me the whole night. Like everyone was super embarrassed. That was an embarrassing moment. I guess, I don't know, embarrassing. I don't know. I guess maybe like crying on the stage is kind of embarrassing. I've definitely cried on the stage a few times.
Okay.
Because
just
you were
a handful.
sad or because you were like happy?
You're in the
emotional?
moment.
I definitely wasn't happy, you know.
No.
Like I said, my music is based off of my life, you know. So sometimes if I'm feeling that song at the moment, I can get really emotional because I'm just remembering all the whatever it was that I went through, or maybe someone died, or maybe I broke up with my ex again, or whatever it is, you know, or fucking I'm just exhausted from being on tour for fucking 3 weeks, and I'm homesick and I'm tired, and you know, a lot of different things could be triggers for that, but people usually like it when I cry.
I was gonna say like,
They're probably
yeah,
like,
I mean that's probably like a good thing.
Crowd
You know,
gets all
not
loud.
for you, but the crowd loves like, oh, like
I was like, oh,
we're seeing her raw, and like, you know, open, vulnerable. So that's cool.
Yeah, definitely not planned. It's only happened a handful of times in my life, but it was when I had really intense feelings, you know, going through shit.
Do you have any features on your album?
I do. I have Alma Negra, Emilio Rojas, and Chato 473. And I have also Baby Franco Chain. I have also a lot of really dope producers on there as well. My brother Loudon, he made a lot of the beats. I have DJ Hoppa, Fourth Beats, Sean Brown, Chase Moore, Solo Auto made the beat for Tell Another Lie. Who else is on there? Pyro. I won't ever forget anybody. There was a lot of people on this project, and then Zach Mixstab recorded a lot of the album as well. Daddy Kev from Alpha Pup mastered it, and they're who I'm running my music through now. So there was a lot of hands in this project. Yeah, a lot of dope features. I only work with people that I like.
Yeah,
and that I like
yeah,
their
you can't just
music.
be
I
like,
like.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like very
For
picky
sure,
with
like
who
you
I work
know,
with.
you're
Yeah.
like. So do you reach out well, are you open to like if anyone's listening, like if they want to reach out to you, are you open to listening to people's stuff, or do you kind of just be like no, like
Honestly, don't waste your time.
okay, that's what I was just wondering.
Yeah, like people all the time in my
Yeah.
inbox and my email and my DMs. I'm like, I don't listen to any of that shit.
listen to
Like
that shit.
literally,
It's like,
She's
Uh,
real about
never.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
like-
hustle and flow. That shit's going in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm
seen that?
yeah, it's a complete waste of time. Yeah, I only work with people I know, or like, cause sometimes I'll find beats on YouTube. Like that's actually how I found Solo Auto. I was like searching for beats on YouTube, and I wrote to his beat, and then I was like, hey, I have this song, and I made a music video for it. Can I please use it?
That's so cool.
Yeah, thank God he said yes.
And then he was cool about
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times they'll be there. That's what they put them on YouTube for,
'Cause they-
because
yeah, they
people
want
will
YouTube,
end up
huh?
paying for them. And like
Exactly.
that's what
Yeah.
Forrest did too. He got his off a YouTube guy. It's how you,
Talking about his
they,
cousin.
a lot
His
of
cousin.
Oh,
lot of YouTube beats are fire though. Like
Yeah,
you can find like
Solo Auto's dope as fuck.
fire
Yeah.
beats on YouTube, and
Yeah.
then you just hit up the artist and they'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, babe. So if you could collab with anyone alive or dead, who would you pick? your number one
You know,
collab
everyone keeps
person.
asking me this question right now, and honestly, I don't really have like a person that I'm like, oh
No?
my god, I need to
You like
collab
it?
with that person. Like, and I guess it's just because I've just really learned to not depend on anybody and not like. I don't know. That's just what this whole journey has taught me. Like even with my clothing brand, with my this isn't my. I'm usually wearing my stuff. I should also
my
cycle
clothing.
around. I was like, my shirt. This is not my shirt. Oh shit. But you know, with my clothing brand, with my music, with the clothing brand, I had to start doing it myself because people were ripping me off. People don't want to pay me. People whatever. You know, with the beats, my brother and I had to start making our own beats, recording our own selves because people don't want to give us beats or
Yeah.
people were full of shit. And the touring, I even started. When I first started touring, I was organizing all my own tours myself, booking everything from the venue to the rental van to the speakers to the acts to the fucking person collecting the money at the door. You know, I've just learned to make everything myself.
You're really self-made though.
Yeah. So I honestly, I'm not really even tripping on collabs, to be honest. But I'll pick a dead person. Fuck it, that's a little more fun.
Yeah,
I would
okay,
for
pick
sure.
a dead
Yeah, like
person.
it's-
I would make a song with Tupac and Billie Holiday.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, right. Her on the choruses and him on the verse.
I
and
can
me on the
literally
other
hear
verse.
it in my head. When she
That's
says that,
a
I'm
good
like,
one.
that needs to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything would just be.
That'd be a
that's
good
the
one. That'd be a good one.
Ah,
So let's shout out your clothing brand.
yeah.
So you sell for men and women. Abe, can we
Yes.
plug in the website, please? Well, I'm sure you know which one, right? But you sell to, it's just to everyone, like unisex, right?
So it's men's, women's, everything in between,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
whatever,
yeah.
trans,
Non-binary.
X,
Yeah.
non-binary, everybody could wear my shit, yeah, whatever.
they,
but
them.
I size them in men's and women's, so whatever body you want to put, whatever
Yeah.
you want to put on your body, that's what you want to put on your body. I always have to put, when you see just shirt, it's it's for a men's body.
Oh, okay.
Or
Like
it's
a
gonna
t-shirt.
fit. It's gonna fit like a men's
Yeah,
shirt.
like a
Because
men's
even
large.
this is a men's shirt.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so but if it says women's, it's for specifically for a woman's body. So whatever the traditional woman's body, okay? You know what
I
I'm
know,
saying?
I know.
Nowadays I don't even know how to talk about that shit. Like
Yeah, it's
whatever. If
hard,
it looks
it's hard.
dope, just buy it.
Yeah,
you know? But that's how that's it's gonna feel like a woman's frame if it says woman's. If it doesn't say woman's, it's a man's garment. Yeah. But you can wear whatever you
Yeah.
want.
So
yeah.
I wear both.
check out her shop.
Satori Mob.
Make sure you buy.
Yeah.
Show love, and then you can also find her new album from your link in your bio on Instagram. I mean, that's how I found it, and it's like available on every platform. So download that album, show love, post it in your stories, tag her.
Yes.
It's really good. You guys need to listen if you haven't.
Check it out.
And if you are interested
Sometimes
in
I
your
like to
fan-
sing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally though.
Literally, that
If
shit
you're
is like.
interested and you're a
relatable.
fan, you don't have a chance. So sorry. But thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Letting us chop it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Picking your mind a little bit.
Thank you so much.
And we love you and show love. Like, subscribe this video, and we will definitely see you guys.